Guys, what's going on? It's V2 Drake here, and welcome to Recon Future Soldier. Now, in this video, guys, it's pretty long because Recon, the game seems to go on like they remind me of a Gears of War game, right? They kind of drag on. It's not like Call of Duty, maybe even Battlefield 3. It's not so much like Call of Duty where games can be over in like 3-4 minutes if you really want them to be. But yeah, I kind of took this opportunity to talk about something that I haven't spoken about before, which is my experience with not so much gaming in general, but third-person shooters. And I was going to talk about this over a Call of Duty gameplay, but it felt wrong because I'm a fan of third-person shooters, and Call of Duty doesn't need to be the backdrop for every single conversation, like it seems to be for every single video these days. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break it down into two sections. Experience with third-person shooters, and I'll name like, I think I'll just rail off like 2 or 3, maybe 4, that I really love and what changed me and my perspective. And then I'll do like why I want Ghost Recon Future Soldier. It comes out in, if you guys don't know, it comes out on the 28th in Europe, and I think the 25th or the 26th in North America and other places around America. So first up, guys, experience with third-person shooters. What experiences have I had that have changed me? Now, Gears of War 1 comes up first on my list, mainly because it's one of my favourite games ever, and the multiplayer was amazing for it. It was also one of my first experiences with, like, not so much multiplayer gaming, but with friends as well, and it was the last one, which is really weird. So it's one of my favorite games purely because I spent so much time with it. I remember you used to be able to play like 19-round games, and it'd go on for like an hour and a half, 2 hours in some cases if the other team was like really battling for it. And it was like I think it was first to 19, not best out of 19. So it'd be like one team's on 18, the other team's on 17. Everyone's playing to the heart, and like it was just really good. And I only ever played Gridlock, and I never got bored of it. Alright, like Call of Duty maps, I can sit there for I don't know, hours and be like, yeah, you know what, I don't want to play this game anymore. The maps are just boring. And even with a DLC, I get bored. But on Gridlock, playing Gears of War 1, no ho-ho, that map was symmetrical, no bullshit, it was just all good. It was a race to the sniper, 1 or 2 guys would break for the boomer, no one would ever go for the hammer burst, and it was just a ton of fun. And another thing, it didn't have ranking up, right? So it was just about the gameplay, it was about playing with your friends. I never got bored of that, okay? I played with my friends nearly all the time in private matches, and it was only came to Call of Duty when I realized, like, hey, I never actually done anything ranking up wise, right? Because most of my games were played privately with 7 other friends, because Gears of War 1 was 4v4, and I loved it. And I look back on it, I think I've never had that before. Had that since, sorry. Call of Duty, I play on my own, or I play with my brother and my friend, which is Mighty Moran, and it's just us 3. If just me and Mighty Moran, or just myself. And I've never had that, like, let's play a private match, and people have fun like that. I know people, like, dick about, like live streams doing it and stuff like that, but it doesn't have the same effect. And, yeah, so I guess one thing I want from Ghost Recon is to replicate that experience, but I doubt it'll happen. So I guess War 1's high up there. Again, it had a great single player as well, something completely different, and this was one of my first games for Xbox as well, so the graphics were kind of amazing. Even now they're still pretty good, but like back then, like I came from PS2 onto Xbox, I was like blown away. So that's number 1. Number 2 would probably Rainbow Six Vegas 2. It's a throw between Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, mainly because 1 introduced me to like a really tactical shooter. I don't think at this point GRAW 2 was out, and I never played GRAW 1 on the original Xbox. So Rainbow Six Vegas 2 more than likely. The metagame was really fun, okay? The leveling was fun, you used to unlock accessories and things like that, you'd unlock things for your weapons. I think I had a similar system to Modern Warfare 3 where you level up the weapon and you unlock things. And then you could change your character, how it looked, things like that. And it was just a ton of fun, and I played that with friends as well. Again, to the same extent Call of Duty, not so much Gears of War comparison, that I played with like 1 or 2 friends and we done really well. And then I got into this serious side of it where it was like, I played with the number 2 North American Game Battles team. I played against them in a pub game. I was on the map Villa, or was it Villa or Condo or something like that. It was like a really small map, and I ran about with a shotgun and destroyed this North American GB team that were like top 5 or top 3, and they were really good. And then the guy added me, he was like, dude, like, do you want to play? Like, you're really good, and I know you're a European player, but we'll sneak you onto the team. So I snuck onto the team, played a few Game Balls games with them, we won. And that was my experience playing. We even went into pub matches, right, to practice tactics, things like that. And just like, it was like playing against bots, because you're playing a full team. These guys are really good, some of the best players going, and it's just no comparison. And that kind of molds me into like the Call of Duty player I am. I don't like playing in full teams, right? We've lost about 15 games in like 2 months, 3 months, okay, and we won hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds, and it got really boring, right? Like, it's fun winning and stuff like that, but like to that extent, when you're like barely getting challenged, and the only times we did lose were when we come up against like really good teams that were like stacked and things like that, it was just really boring. Which is why I don't support any player on Call of Duty that uploads videos who's like, yeah, like running a full team is easy. It's like, it's boring, that's what it is. You can spawn trap a bunch of pub players, well done, congratulations, you must be like just MLG material. Like, I don't give a shit. So Rainbow Six Vegas for that reason. Not so much the pub stomping thing, because again that was kind of boring, but the metagame, really fun. Leveling up was really fun, and it done this crazy leveling system. They actually added ranks, you know. This was seen first. People keep, I mentioned this on one of my earliest videos on my older channel, that I said Call of Duty will probably do this, right, where they add prestiges, and people were like, oh, if it did, it would be the first game to do it. Like, no, like Rainbow Six Vegas 2 done it as well, dumbass. Like, and it's kind of annoying when people jump on the bandwagon of Call of Duty. It's like, it does everything first. Like, no, it really doesn't. So yeah, ranking up, things like that was fun. It was like a crazy amount of points as well. You had to put hours and hours and hours into it. Like, when you seen an elite level 46, you were like, oh shit, this guy's put his time in. This is really scary. And yeah, multiplayer was good, single player was meh, but you could rank up in single player. So that kind of helped. You could find spawn traps when your internet went down and just spawn enemies and just continuously rank up. What else? What else was there? Oh, Terrorist Hunt. Terrorist Hunt was kind of fun with a friend or two. And yeah, so that's that. Lastly but not least is Uncharted. I was actually speaking to Mr. Sneaky Mode about this yesterday, and he's not played any of the games. He's watching a playthrough, which is disgraceful, because they're great games to play. Phenomenal. Uncharted 1 was strange for me. I've completed that game nearly 10 times. I initially done it for trophies, but I realized that it doesn't matter what's there for the incentive. If you play a game 9 or 10 times, it's got to be doing something right. And this game didn't have multiplayer. It was just a great game. So I played through it 9, 10 times, like I said, and it was just a great experience. And then for whatever reason, I think this is the best franchise of this generation, bearing in mind. Alright, this is my favourite franchise, but I've not bought Uncharted 2 or 3, because the times it comes out at, I'm either broke or other games have came out that I've just not thought about Uncharted, but I have completed them all. Uncharted 3 is amazing, and the thing about Uncharted is, number 1, amazing, number 2, probably the best game on PS3 to a lot of people. Uncharted 3 comes out and it's just like amazing, okay, amazing single player, it's great, the technology behind it's amazing, the unlockables are great, like you get the online mode is really good, right? Like, I don't want to go through it too much, but it's really good game. There's a lot of things to unlock, things like that. Gameplay is solid as well. Gameplay for a third-person shooter is kind of hard to get down, because you've got to mix it with this like good gunplay, but the animation has to be correct as well for the character, and sometimes that can screw up. What game did I notice that with? Yeah, derp, Ghost Recon. Even when you crouch and move around, I was expecting, it had this feel of Metal Gear Online, but it didn't really close the deal, and it was kind of awkward to move around, and that's probably my only issue with it. So next up, guys, for the second half of this commentary, I'm going to do why I want Ghost Recon. And why I want Ghost Recon Future Soldier, I don't even know. I don't even know. I guess a part of me wants to regain that feeling I got when I was playing like Vegas 2, more so Gears of War 1, but I doubt I will, right? I want that experience back where, I said this at the start, I want this experience back where I play with a bunch of friends and we just have fun, right? And Call of Duty's ruined that for me. Right? Call of Duty's really ruined that for me. In terms of like, Call of Duty is just a boiled down game. It's so simplistic. Like, the class system's boring. It's like, I went to Metal Gear and it took me like 15 minutes to figure out how to change my weapon and things like that. Not the controls, but in the like creator class, finger quotes creator class section. I was like, oh, what do I do? And it like does this like Forza Motorsport thing where it breaks the gun apart and you pick every certain part of it. And you can pick the color and things like that, and you can pick it for different styles if you want it really accurate, if you want it really powerful, if you want it really stable. It's just really good. I was playing through it and I was just really weirded out. Like, this is in depth. This is strange. This is really weird. And I've noticed since I've started playing Call of Duty, I gradually get dumber and dumber every single year with games, right? Like, I just expect the sheer simplicity. And when I get to a game, it's the same reason why I don't play RPGs. Like, even as a kid, I was like, this is a little too much for me. I just like shooting shit, and I'm a diehard kid, and like, yeah, I watch RoboCop and Predator and things like that, and Terminator. I didn't grow up with like cartoons. So when I play like, I always went to play shooter games, and they're generally quite simple, but Call of Duty just takes the cake. Really, it's just so simplistic, and people always argue with me on this. It's like, oh, Call of Duty is a great game. Like, I get it. Like, it's a great game in terms of it's simplistic. You can turn it on and play it, but like, it's not exactly groundbreaking for storytelling or anything else. You know, like it's fun for what it does. What it does is a simple FPS game that anyone can throw in and play. Okay, I can guarantee I could get my mum sit down for 20 minutes and she could get a kill if I told her the buttons. Okay, I can guarantee it. If you go into a game like League of Legends, which is like real, it's StarCraft, which is like these games that are really like skill orientated and just raw skill. Same with something like Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero is raw skill. All right, if you miss a button, if you miss a note, you're either not warmed up with a song or you're just not that good. Okay, there's no middle ground, there's no grey area where you're like, yeah, well, you could, if you would have done this and this and this, you might, no, you're not at that level to play it yet. And Call of Duty really doesn't have that. It's just this, you know, you can do well with anything, you know, and I think, like, me in MOABs were like, I got a MOAB with the 5.7, and it's just like, and I got a MOAB with the AA-12, and it's just like, this really proves that, you know, the creator class in this game and how boiled down it is, just, it really isn't all that, you know. The reason I play Call of Duty, number one, I'm good at it, which isn't difficult. Number two, people watch it and people enjoy me playing it, so I do that, okay. And finally, not least, it's just a mindless fun, okay. I will, like, Call of Duty sitting next to me right now. It's on like the PS3 screen where it says, like, you know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I can go on it. I've got Rage sitting here, but I just don't want to play it. Why? Because I've got to upload a video, okay. And in my mindset, if I upload a video that isn't Call of Duty, I'm like, you know what, like people aren't gonna watch this. And it's, I kind of, part of me cares and part of me doesn't. Like, I've lost like 10 subscribers because I haven't been uploading videos, mainly because my dad's off and it's like really awkward talking to yourself. But I figured, you know what, screw it, I'll just do it. Ironically, I'm doing like a 15-minute com as well, so. By the way, if you stay with me this long, thank you very much. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's the thing about Call of Duty I don't really like. It's very boiled down and it dumbs people down for gaming. And whenever they get into, like, Battlefield 3 came out and people were comparing them, I'm like, you know, don't compare them. What, they're an FPS, or compare them to death? No, don't do that. What else? What else do I get tweeted about? I got tweeted about, Drake, what's your opinion? Well, not so much tweeted about, but messaged on YouTube. Like, what's your opinion on how people compare games and argue and fanboy? So if you've been subscribed to me for a while, you know I don't really agree with fanboying, okay? I think it's really stupid and really immature. I think people's allegiance to a console is really pathetic, and a lot of people only play, like, people on YouTube primarily play Call of Duty, right? That's the thing. I know there's a ton of channels out there that do, like, Let's Plays and Minecraft and things like that, but for the most part, people play Call of Duty on YouTube, and the people that play those games aren't that much of a gamer. Like, I know they are, like, oh, I play a ton of different games. Like, no, you play Call of Duty like 9 hours a day and you'll play like another game for 30 minutes, right? Or you'll download a demo and that makes you a gamer. Ooh. Like, no, like, a gamer is someone like Total Biscuit, right? Who puts himself out there and, like, plays a ton of different games. He knows his stuff. Someone like Mr. Sneaky Mode, who I look at his Steam library, I'm like, how are you doing this? Like, where'd you get the money? And then someone like me, who, yeah, I primarily upload Call of Duty, but for them, like, sitting to the left of me right now is, wow, I really look like a Guitar Hero fanboy. Guitar Hero World Tour, Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, Guitar Hero Metallica, I'll just say GH Legends Rock, GH Van Halen, GH Greatest Hits, Rock Band 2, Beatles Rock Band, Guitar Hero 5, and a lost version of Guitar Hero Aerosmith. And then I've got a ton of other games like Heavy Rain, LA Noire, Portal, Uncharted. I don't even know what I name all my games, but basically I do upload Call of Duty, and I don't know, I guess I'm just going off on a weird rant here, but I'm going to leave that for another commentary. Anyway, nevertheless, guys, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay for Ghost Recon. I want to say Gears of War, but other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. If you've got PlayStation Plus, go download the beta for free. I'm going to be getting this game. Hopefully I'll play a few games with Cam Burton, or maybe he's getting on an Xbox, I'm not too sure. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. If you could leave this video a like, and subscribe if you unsubscribe, you ho. I'll see you later, guys, and peace out.
Medic! Medic! Come down! The Russians activated the EMP.